Tonight's show is brought to you by
Muso's Corner.
All right, guys, welcome back to another edition of Nighttime. On the show tonight, we have quite a few guests. We've got none other than the superstar, Brodie Jones.
Fellas, how are you?
Hey, Brodie.
Kurt Mann joining us on there tonight. John Sayer from Sayers Inc. will be on to draw our $1,000 tattoo voucher. So keep your eye out for that. And we've got Ross Bingham from Ronald McDonald House with some special news, some awesome news. So jam-packed show tonight, and joining us on the crew tonight, we've got Big Andy.
Gentlemen, how are we tonight?
Good champion.
Thank you, Andy.
And Brandon.
Yay.
And joining us once again from the final whistle, none other than Dale himself.
Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me again. Appreciate it.
Too easy.
As I said last week, it brings the quality of the show up.
Oh, massively.
Yes.
Followers have gone up for the looks. Nah, Jacob.
Anyway, we'll get into it. Brodie, how's it to be back home, mate?
Yeah, it's been good, to be honest with you. I mean, there's no place like home. The restrictions are sort of a bit frustrating back here, but yeah, it was still nice to get back and see family and spend time with them for a little bit for being apart from them for so long.
Yeah, that's
Bit of a shock to the system, I would imagine. Being up there, up in Queensland all that time and come down here and, whoa, it's like some places completely dead still.
Yeah, it was, going in to grab a coffee and at Cessnock there with Mum, and yeah, there was mornings there where people were out and about, and it was like a ghost town other mornings, and yeah, it was a little bit different up Queensland. It's sort of nearly free reign up there within reason. So yeah.
Still haven't got your schnitzel, mate?
Snitty? No, not yet.
But have you had a chance to go for your jog and walk the dog, all those things that you were missing?
Yeah, I just got a new joint, so I'm not bringing Mum and Dad's dogs over here. They just ruin the place. But yeah, while I was over there, I got to go for a stroll and get out and about and go for a run. And yeah, it's still good. You still can get out and about, but yeah, you definitely notice the difference.
What's bubble life like, mate? Up in Queensland for that whole back half of the season. What was that like for fans that don't get to see that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, the first 2 weeks it was really hard. Like, it was strict. Like, it was like proper like quarantine type lockdown. And after that, we just fell into similar to the government's restrictions. It wasn't too bad really. Like, you could go to the shops and go to get what you needed to get and live somewhat a normal life. Just had to wear have a mask on you and wear it all the time and check in and just do the general sort of stuff that is expected by everyone to do. So it wasn't too bad really.
I guess with the guys being the rest of the team being through it, it's kind of like being in jail. You're all suffering at the same time, so you're both sharing each other's frustration, I would imagine.
Yeah, definitely. It did get frustrating at times, but in saying that, you get to know other boys you probably don't really associate with too much and have the same interests with. You get no other choice really, but to get to know them and I suppose show interest in their interest, because there wasn't much to do.
So when the Knights let you guys know that you guys obviously was going up to Queensland, how long did you have to pack and to get back onto the bus and stuff?
So it was a Thursday, I think it was, and they gave us the weekend with our parents and be packed. I think it was a Monday. We were out.
Wow.
So it was pretty. Yeah, it was pretty pretty full on. And they just said pack for 2 weeks. So pack for 2 weeks, and you get up there and 4-6 weeks in, you're wearing the same clothes every day, and you have to go for a shop and pretty much redo the wardrobe.
Brodie, we're into off season now, obviously for the Knights, mate. A couple of weeks before we're out of lockdown. What's Brodie Jones's off season involve?
Well, I just finished running just about 15 minutes ago. Just got home from a run. But No, I try and keep a bit of routine. I try and wake up pretty early, so I'll probably try and get up about 5:45, 6 o'clock, and just go somewhere, go for a walk, go for a run, go do something just to get moving. And you don't, there's nothing to check on Instagram or nothing. Like, you start your phone, you're just up, and there's no one's active on social media, so there's no point being on it, and it just keeps you, I suppose, busy. Like, you don't have time to sit down and check your phone because there's no point in doing it because nothing's really happening. So you just get out and get going and do the stuff around the house. And yeah, there's not really much to do at the moment, which is a bit frustrating because I'm sort of done everything by 9 o'clock and I'm sort of sitting around for the rest of the day, but it's still just the whole routine of getting up and trying to be productive. And yeah, it gets me to bed earlier at night.
Get you into a bit more gaming, mate.
Yeah, I'm just waiting on my internet. I've just been a bit of a pain. I'm dying to play the games, and so I just finished building the PC the other day. So, yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah,
Just quietly, I'll send you all the login details for our producers.
Yeah.
But any as obviously the staffing said that, what you need to come back as skin folds and stuff like that, or they just
Yeah, skin folds off that word. Yeah, so I sat down and spoke with our Balin, who was like head of performance, and at the end of season reviews, we all do it all, and sort of conversing what you feel is comfortable with yourself and what they sort of want you at. I think I was sitting about 104-ish, playing through the middle type thing, but and I found it really hard to drop weight during season because you're not training too often. So yeah, I'm trying to aim to get into like say 101 to 102 and have like say skin folds of like 70 or below, which yeah should be all right if I just keep active and don't eat too much shit. Like, it should be all right. And then once you get into preseason, it pretty much like you knock yourself into shape pretty quick.
I must admit, I've noticed the skin folds increasing with me, not decreasing.
Yeah,
and that's not even in the off season. But anyway,
folds, mate, they're fat rolls.
Oh, sorry, I thought they were. I knew I was close, but
too. Hey, Couples is going next year. Hey, sorry, I don't know if he's going, but Hayden Knowles is coming up from Penrith, mate. What's the mood with that? What's the thoughts about him coming up? He's a pretty experienced.
Yeah, we didn't really get told too much, to be honest. It got mentioned in a meeting, I think maybe round 25 meeting, like in the meeting during that week, and that was really it. Like, it wasn't really much to it. Like, hasn't been anything else said. And
couple changes in the coaching ranks as well. I think Garth Brennan's coming back to the North. That's exciting he's an old Newcastle boy.
Yep.
Nice.
I think I didn't even know that again. I'm so far off like the social media. Like, I sort of just completely went MIA on everything nearly, and I didn't even know that until it just then. So what's his role? What's Garth's role there?
Head of development. So from
okay, yep, okay, cool.
So all the way from
Seabold's heading over to England.
Yep,
rugby and
look after Harrimax, SG Ball, Tasha Gale, and NRLW, all the way up to New South Wales Cup, with obviously the recruitment and the development and stuff apparently. So as well as obviously you got McKinnon there with leading the recruitment stuff. So he's got a good resume and stuff. You look at the Panthers that are coming out of the systems now that he was involved with a few years ago too. So he knows how to spot some talent too.
Oh, that's very good. I like that. I like to hear that.
Also at the Titans, when he was at the helm of the Titans for a while, they were going pretty well. I think he was used as a bit of a scapegoat up there and took the brunt of a lot of things. So, yeah, I'm quite impressed with him. But I just got word from the crazy lady that that trainer that we're getting he's the Ducks nuts apparently. So
yeah, right, okay.
She's not happy, but we are. So
he's been at a few clubs. He's been at Parramatta and a couple of other.
His family's up this way.
Yeah, he's a Central Coast boy.
Obviously, obviously Connor Watson's moving on.
Yep.
Is there any chance for you maybe go into lock, or are you still looking at just playing in the back row still?
Yeah, I think like I sort of started having like my season review sort of thing, and I'm trying to push for that, I suppose, in the preseason, just try and start, whether it's back row, lock, or whatever. But yeah, I don't mind the middle. I enjoy it. It's probably more natural to me. I've played it more growing up. Like the second row, I playing in second row. I only got sort of taught that as I moved into the first grade sort of scene. But yeah, I mean, that's what I'll be pushing for, and that's why I try to drop a little bit of weight, just so I'm a little bit more agile and play bigger minutes. And yeah, just the game's moving that way. So that was the whole reason behind it.
No matter if you play lock in the back row or in the centre, mate, you'll do it spread 100%, as you have all this year. So no matter where it is, 1 to 13, you'll always do a spread. We know that much. But yeah, this weekend, mate, the Panthers and the South. How do you see this game going?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. I think if Penrith come out and play well and are desperate and do anything to stop them from scoring, like similar like what they did in the Melbourne game. Like I didn't really watch the whole game of that, but I seen them pull guys up like a metre short from the try line, and that's the stuff you want in them big games. And I think if Penrith do produce that again with the team they've got, I think they'll go a long way for them to win. But I mean, yeah, South, who knows what you can get with them sometimes, like Cody Walker.
Yeah, true.
He just turn one on, and next minute, they're up by 20, 24 points. And yeah, so yeah, I'm really not sure, to be honest, but I'm backing Penrith. Like that's who I want Penrith to win.
Yeah, I just got a message through from the crazy lady. Another point for you there, mate.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I just want to reflect on your debut back in 2020. They obviously clubs make a big thing these days. So how were you told, and who gave you your jersey like during the presentation and stuff, mate?
For my debut, I got told in the last 15 seconds of captain's run that I'm playing. Because Fitzy pulled up with a hamstring or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And then I was sort of just it all happened so quick from then until the night after the game. It all was just a big blur, and yeah, I couldn't really tell you much what happened in the game. Like I don't really remember too much. It all just went fast, passed so fast, and yeah, I just sort of. Yeah, it's just a massive blur to me now. But with my jersey presentation, I didn't actually have time to do it before the game, so it was like the next week on captain's run. I got my jersey, and Rory Cross Jason. He's been there with me and stuck by me through my sort of tough times there when I was first transitioning through. He presented my jersey, and yeah, it was a pretty special moment.
Well, that was the draw game, wasn't it? When Pearcey went down, and I think Brodie went down, or Watson went down, and then we had a few on debut. Randall made 70 tackles on debut, I think. That was the draw. Yeah, that was at the Campbelltown. That was the first game in that lockdown, 2020, when it was a draw, and I think Burton hit the post that many times, and every time I think Bradman Best, all he had to do was just draw the fullback, and then Edric Lee scores in the corner, but he got tackled or something like that. That's what I can remember from it.
Yeah, it was Junior got knocked out, and Connor done his ankle, and I was on after like 5 or 6 minutes, and I couldn't believe it. And all I'd done was tackle the whole day, pretty much. Like I wasn't used to the speed and playing. I think I ended up playing 83 minutes or 85 minutes or something like that. And, I was hurting after it.
Big minutes of your debut game, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But that was a good game, mate. And obviously hold your head up high for that. You played well. But I've got a little question from our other panelist that's away on work duties. He's sent him for us to answer later, but we'll ask Brodie while he's here too. What game this year has stood out for you the most for you, mate?
For me personally, that I played in, probably my Sharks. Probably I suppose I guess the breakout game really, but I have to go on at centre.
I had a feeling you'd say this one.
Yeah, it was probably that or the game against the Titans. The Golden Point game. Not sorry, the field goal game, not
Field
Golden
goal
Point game. The field goal game, the win by one. The back end of the season. It was either one of them two. I think for me personally, the Sharks game was probably
round 6
performance. Yeah, round 6. And then to be a part of that Titans game after they've sort of a bit of a bogey team for us. We seemed to always struggle to beat them, and we had an understrength team like no Daniel, understrength forward pack. I think that was probably the biggest minutes in the middle I've played in a little while. And to go out and win how we did, and it secured our spot in the final. So it was a pretty special game as well.
Yeah, 100%. That round 6 one stands out for me too. I won't go too much into that till later, but that try save and tackle from yourself, that was to stop the try in itself was just a phenomenal thing there. And I believe you set up was it Ponga to score to win the match?
Oh,
last pass.
Semi set up. Yeah, I passed. I got to Frizz and
Frizz back in the inside.
Yeah, and he hooked it around and got it to K, and that last try.
Well, that probably leads us in. It was a massive year for you this year, obviously. They call it your debut year. Awards week or awards night last week, mate. Took out a big award. Rookie of the Year. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well deserved too. So, mate, what was your thoughts that night winning the award?
I didn't actually know I was eligible because I thought it was under 5 games in the previous season, but apparently I was still eligible because it was under 10 games off the bench. So, so that was why I was still eligible, because I played all my games off the bench the year before. But yeah, it was a massive shock to me. I was sitting there having a few red wines and enjoying it, and then next minute I had to get up and try and talk, and I was sort of lost for a few words there. I was struggling to think of it, and it was good. But
do you have any like superstitions, or if you don't, what are some of the other boys get up to in the sheds before a game?
Well, Fitzy's pretty bad.
Yeah,
he's just he's really got his things he's got to do at this. Yeah, he's got stuff going on everywhere. Fitzy does But for me,
Spag bowl the night before, like they all say.
Not necessarily. I'd have chicken pasta. That's like my go-to.
Yeah.
But Guzman. That's I always go to that before I play. I don't know why. It's just one of them things I've had, and I've played good. And that's just a superstition thing. And I put my boots on in a certain way, and if I don't, I'll take them back. If I forget about it, I'll take them back off and put them back on. Yeah, that's probably my only real one that is, I suppose, a superstition as such.
Is it left sock, left boot first?
Yeah, that's the one, yeah. I think I've said about it before, left.
I'll tell you what, mate. It's been working because you've played absolutely sensational this year, and
Thank you.
The best is yet to come. So that award couldn't have gone to a more deserving person, I believe. And in saying that, you're in the running for some nighttime awards next week, so you just don't know what's around the corner, mate. A couple more come your way.
I'll take
it. But no, mate. Well, also, in your opinion, our best player this year and probably our most underrated, who would you class as those?
Probably underrated. I'd probably go, well, I don't know, underrated. Probably
on the spot here, mate.
Probably Brails would probably his work goes. I mean, it gets noticed by the coaches, just because they know what he does for us. But I think for most of the supporters and fans, his work sort of goes unnoticed. How much he does, it's a lot that he gets through, and I mean, he's definitely a good player, but he could have nearly easily taken out the player of the year for us at the awards night. But yeah, definitely, I think Jacob, he deserved that, and he's probably been our consistent best. I think.
Yeah,
he's been unreal.
Also, thought in the Daily M's the other night that he was unlucky not to get Hooker of the Year. To be honest.
Well, yeah, like I mean, I don't. Yeah, he's been unreal for us. Like he's nothing crazy flashiness. It's just he just doesn't stop working and just he's awesome to play with. Like he's awesome to play with.
He's an old school hooker, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's right. That's awesome stuff. So anyway, mate, we won't hold you up any longer. We appreciate you coming on, and it's great year for yourself, and we appreciate everything you do for us fans and for us on the show here. So you never know, mate. We could be seeing you next week on our awards night. So fingers crossed, and maybe a few coming your way.
Unreal. Thanks very much for having me, and yeah, I appreciate everything you do for me, and yeah, it's always good talking to you, and yeah, I enjoy it. So I'll be happy to be on whenever you need.
Mate, it's always a pleasure.
Thank
to
you,
have
Brodie.
you on. We can't get you on enough, because not just we enjoy it, but the fans do too. So you never know, mate. We could be seeing you next week. If not, have a good off season, and we'll talk to you in the new year.
Unreal. Thanks, guys. I'll be sure to be talking to you.
No worries. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that's Brodie Jones. We'll take a short break and be back shortly. All right, guys, it's time for the NRL news. Some news there this week, guys. There was obviously some negative stuff, but we won't get into too much of that. We'll try to keep it positive for the NRL this week, NRL Grand Final. But what we're on, the Rabbitohs, Mark Nichols, the veteran prop, is set to resign with the Rabbits on an upgrade deal. So well deserved there, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Done well. It's had a good year.
Yeah, worked hard for that.
Sorry?
Worked hard for that.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Harry Grant, the Storm hooker, is facing a 1 to 2 game suspension next year after being charged with a grade 1 crusher tackle.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah.
Trying to stamp that out of the game. So, yeah, if you do that, you're going to cop it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, they're going to get out of the game.
That's right. As long as they're consistent, I'm happy with it. Tavita Pengai Jr., Panthers recruit, is in some doubt for the grand final, and he's yesterday, I believe he pulled out and gave his spot to Spencer Leonard. So I'll take my hat off to Pengai, because he's played unreal this year, and a big key to Penrith getting to the grand final, I believe.
Yeah, that loan deal at the end of the year, he's done it well. Broncos didn't want him, and then he signed that deal with the Bulldogs for next year, and he's come down and fit well into that system. And I think he knew he wasn't right and didn't want to go into the grand final. You're not 110%. You're not going to go in at 90%. So put his hand up now. So Spencer can he knows he's playing, instead of just rocking into captain's.
Yeah.
Getting ruled out. On captain's knock there, sort of thing. Captain's run, and then
Awesome. Brad Arthur, the Eels are reportedly impressed by their coach in the finals this year, and are going to offer him a new contract.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. On to the Panthers. Moses Leota, the Panthers are hopeful their prop will be fine to return from a calf injury for the grand final. I think they need him. He'll be a big inclusion back into the side, especially with the loss of Pengai.
Yeah, for sure. It's a big in for them if he can play.
And while we're on the Panthers as well, still, Panthers, Stephen Crichton will be fined $2,500 to $3,000 for throwing Justin Olam's boot away in last week's game.
Maloney style, isn't it?
Yeah. Speaking of antics on the ground too, Blake Ferguson, the Eels winger, says his career is NRL career is over, and he has retired from the game. His goal is now to play with the Wallabies in the 2023 Rugby World Cup.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah,
good on him.
Yeah, he's had a good career. Good career. He's finished off well at Parramatta this year too. He was out of the side earlier in the year, but came back and finished strong. So yeah,
I
he's
did
still
hear
got
he's,
left in him.
I did hear he's trying to get on to home and away as well.
Yeah, he looks like
career.
Yeah.
Anyway, Payne Haas, the Broncos prop, is reportedly still undecided where he'll resign with the club on a long-term contract or not.
It's tough. It's tough because it was going to be 10. It's going to be like Tom Holland, 10 million over 10 years, and then 6 million over 6 years, whatever it wants to be. I know he wants to look up his future, but I think he's just going to see how it goes with this rebuild phase of the Broncos this year and make a decision from there, I reckon.
Yeah. Bit of manager talk there too, I think.
Yeah.
Managers getting involved there, 100%. Yeah. Nick Kotrick, reports suggest that he's in talks with the Bulldogs. The Eels from the Bulldogs. However, Gus denies it, but strong mail is that the Eels are chasing him to cover for Blake Ferguson.
I'll tell you what, if he's going to come up on the market, the Knights are looking for an outside back. It'd be worth having a crack at.
Not for 600,000 anyway.
Maybe not for 600,000, but
also Josh Hodgson. The Titans are reportedly holding talks with him to offer him a trade deal with Jamal Fogarty.
Yeah, we know that. We know Hodgson doesn't want to be there. It's been adamant in the last couple of years, and they want Fogarty. So if I was looking at where I want to play my career, I don't want to be in cold Canberra. I want to be on the Gold Coast. So
100%. 100%. Who plays hooker for Canberra if he leaves?
Starling.
Tommy Starling, yeah.
Also, the other night we had the Daly M's. Some good positions there. But there's a few there I thought could have went, a few different ways. A few players could have won there, but not the Daly M's, but more the positions. But
I think it's a flawed process. You look at, Pappenhausen was picked for fullback of the year, but Nico Hines started at fullback more than him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll get in that in a minute in Smith's mailbag.
And Tommy Turbo wins Player of the Year.
Couple of questions brought up. Yeah, that's right. It just
was a fullback.
And Justin Olam wasn't in the top 5 nominees last week, and then everyone jumped up and down about it. Storm jumped up and down about it. Now he wins it.
Yeah. We'll get into that in a minute because there's a question there come up with Smith's mailbag, so we'll leave that for that. But that's just a quick little wrap up of the NRL's news this week. But we might take a short break and be back shortly. All right, guys, welcome back to Nighttime, and we've got another special guest for us tonight. We have from Ronald McDonald House, we have Ross Bingham. Is that correct? I've got you.
Yes, that's right. Yes, I'm the CEO, and
awesome.
It's great to be on your show.
No,
I've got the nice jersey.
Yes, dressed up.
Absolutely, dressed myself up.
I love it.
What year is that jersey?
That's for sure.
What year is that jersey from?
97?
97?
2000.
It's a 10-year celebration, so I guess it's 98, is it?
98.
Yeah. Off the scalp. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, love it. So so you're the CEO of Ronald McDonald House?
Yes, for Northern New South Wales region.
Awesome. So we'll get into it and have a little bit of a chat with Ross about Ronald McDonald House. What does the organisation do there, Ross?
So I guess the easiest way is to say that you look at all the hospitals, they all look very, very similar. But in actual fact, the specialists are all in one hospital, and that's the John Hunter Hospital down here in Newcastle. So anything that happens to a child across Northern New South Wales region, from the Central Coast right up to the Queensland border, most often they end up at John Hunter Children's Hospital for whatever length of time is necessary. And whilst they're there, it's much better to have mum and dad around, and even brothers and sisters, maybe grandparents with them. So Ronald McDonald House is a place for the family to live. It's on the grounds of the hospital, and they can basically walk to the hospital in 5-10 minutes at any time of the day or night. We can even organise security to get the mums across late in the night or or back from the hospital if they're a bit worried about crossing the car park. But we're very close to the hospital. Been there since 1991. We actually run a Ronald McDonald House up at Tamworth as well, so a Tamworth-based hospital. We have a retreat at Foster, 4 cabins at Foster to provide families with a holiday at no charge for a week. About 150 families have a holiday each year up there at Foster. I've got a learning program across the whole region that supports about 120 students that get behind in their school because of their illness. So we've got tutors that we provide at no charge to the child or the family to catch those kids back up so they don't miss out on staying in the same class. The main children's ward down at J1, which is where kids that have cancer illnesses or all different types of illnesses are. And also down at Gosford Hospital, we've got a Ronald McDonald family room down there. And all of those are supported by myself and our team across this whole region. So impacting lots of families from across our region.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing, but take the hat off to what you guys do for the families, mate. It's a hard thing, and mate, take my hat off to you. But how has COVID impacted Ronald McDonald House this year, mate?
The most difficult thing has been we haven't been able to raise any funds. So most of the time when we rely on the community and to support Ronald McDonald House, 80% of our funding comes through fundraising and donations, and that sort of ground to a halt in the middle of last year. And on and off, we've been able to do bits and pieces, but that's certainly been a big impact on us. And then, right now, with COVID, volunteers can't be involved because basically because of COVID, they can't mix and be around the family. So we're supported by about 360 volunteers across our region in our different programs. And those guys haven't been able to be a part of Ronald McDonald House for this last 8-9 months. And then the families themselves, of course, normally Ronald McDonald House is a very uplifting sort of place where, you have the difficulties over in the hospital, but when you are done over there, you come back to Ronald McDonald House and it's sort of like a bit like being at home. So you do the regular things that you would do at home. And right now, families are isolated. They can't sort of leave their room other than to go over to the hospital and back. We provide care packages to them so they can cook meals in their rooms and stuff like that. They're not able to mix easily in the living areas and that sort of thing. And, it's just a really tough time. They're already going through a really difficult time with having a child in hospital. But to put these other things on top of that makes it very, very difficult for them. The great thing is we are still there. Sadly, kids are still getting sick, so they need somewhere to stay. And so Ronald McDonald House is there for them 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. So we're still there doing our best and supporting those families as best as we can. Tonight, there'll be 16 families living at Ronald McDonald House at Newcastle with varieties of different types of illnesses and injuries. But they need to be at John Hunter Children's Hospital, so they live at the house.
Yes. Mate, terrible thing. COVID, it hasn't even been able to help, let you get out and do those things, but that's going to change very soon, hopefully.
It is, yes.
So, Rod, while we're on it, before we get into a couple of other things, do you want to give us a bit of an intro on the ride for the sick kids? I believe that you have just finished doing.
Yes, so through the month of September, we've been doing this since 2005. Generally, what we do is with the Ride for Sick Kids is we ride from somewhere like Moree or Grafton or Inverell, Narrabri, back to Newcastle. And the great thing about that is you ride right through the towns and the places where the families come from. You get to get a real good feel for the distance and the the situation that it is out there in the country, where we don't have big hospitals, you don't have a lot of the facilities that we have here in Newcastle, and we're so lucky to have. Of course, this year a little bit different, restricted to our LGA, but there's about 31 people out there that got involved in riding around their local government area. 17 of us rode 500 Ks over 5 days at the start of September, and to raise funds for Ronald McDonald House. And the other guys have been riding right throughout September. Our goal was to raise 200 grand, and we've cracked 246,000 so far.
Yes,
Well
which is
Oh,
incredible, because all that money's coming from family, friends, colleagues supporting the riders, sponsors supporting the ride itself. The McDonald's guys selling $2 helping bikes in the restaurants, raising about 100 grand from that. So yeah, it's just been incredible. But on these on the rides, sometimes it's we feel like it's a bit tough every now and then. You've got to ride up some steep hills, and you put a bit of effort in. But I can tell you, often you just think what the families go through every day. The little kids, they're getting needles 3-4 times a day, and they just toughen up and just cope with it. And so, you sort of wake up to yourself and you go, hey, this is, we just put a bit more effort in and we're okay. But the families, it goes on and on sometimes.
That's phenomenal, mate. Absolutely phenomenal.
Ross, those families, they spend their time at Ronald McDonald House, and then they move on, they go home. Do Ronald McDonald House keep in contact with them? And I'd imagine it becomes like a family where you guys kind of interact with them as time goes on and help them down the track as well. So how does that work?
Yeah, well, the amazing thing is that when you deal with a family over 3, 4, 5 months, often when the family gets to go home, they have to come back every month for a short period, and then they have to come back every 3 months, and then every 6 months. So you really do get to know the families well. The families get to know each other really well too, and they form friendships that last forever. Yeah. Some of the most amazing things I've had is when some of these kids have got to driving age, and they're driving through Newcastle, and they drop in just to see if I'm actually there at the house, and come in and knock on the door and say, hey, you remember me, from back when I was 13, 14 years old or whatever, I've gone on and I've got a job, I'm a plumber or whatever. And you just see these kids.
It makes it worth it. It makes it worth it.
Yeah, I reckon that the next ride for kids, I think maybe us panelists might be able to get in and give mightn't be the whole distance, but I reckon we could get on and ride a certain mountain. We'll get some funds.
How far are we riding? I don't know how far I'd get on my BMX.
I've got a bike. I bought a bike today, so
we could do a few Ks. It'll be easy.
At least one.
That's it.
Yeah, at least one.
Jump on board. Yeah, and do a couple of Ks, and we might even be able to ride into the stadium or something, and finish there. But also, mate, I believe you got some news as well, Ross.
Yeah, I believe that you guys are keen to have us involved with the annual awards ball night that's going to be happening next year. So pretty excited about that. That sounds pretty amazing. I've been to a couple of the nights, actual presentation nights, and they're pretty special and gung-ho. But I know you've mentioned to me about your guys and the fans wanting to be involved in something, and I think it's a fantastic idea, and certainly very, very happy to be involved, and especially supporting the cause that we have, supporting families and children across our region. That'll be amazing.
Yeah, they're our official awards night. Next week it's going to happen online, just a little mini intro kind of thing to next year, but we officially announced tonight that next year we will have a fans choice awards. That just about every single award will be voted by the fans. So it'll be all the fans interactive. There'll be bands. There'll be everything. It'll be an actual ball kind of a night. We've got some backing from some of the players that we know that they're keen to get involved. So every bit we'll have auction of memorabilia, everything. So everything that's raised on the night, every single cent will go to Ronald McDonald House.
That's just incredible, and $1 is so valuable these days. It'll be amazing. It'll be amazing if we can get people into a room together, to start with, and then the next part to support the Knights, which we all love. But as well as that, have the fans vote. That sounds amazing. So I know they'll be very, very keen to see the people that they admire acknowledged.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, that's right. So officially announcing it now, and it is the Ronald McDonald House Nighttime Awards. So that'll kick off next year. Well, next week, a little mini one online, but next year, we're really excited to be involved with that. But also, we've got a couple other little things we're going to get involved with Ronald McDonald House throughout the year. First one will be this year at the Smitter household. It's going to be decked in red and blue Christmas lights again this year. And we're going to have a donation stuff from Ronald McDonald House that people can come and put their donation in, and every single cent goes to Ronald McDonald House once again. And we're also we're looking at getting some kind of a tree made up. And if anyone wants to donate a present wrapped, they can put it under the tree, and we're going to get Ross to hand them out to the kids down there over at Christmas at Ronald McDonald House. So give them something to smile about as well. So that's just two of the things that we're starting to do with Ronald McDonald House. But yeah, we're very excited and honoured to have you guys on board with us to help out in any shape that we can.
That's absolutely amazing. So thank you so much. Thanks to everyone out there that's listening that'll get involved as well. And you won the lights last year. Yeah,
last year in the Curry Cliff Lee area, we took out first prize. So I'm thinking some of the lights may need replacing, but a lot of them will be still good. So we've actually got a couple of people donating a couple of things too. We're going to make the house look like Santa's workshop out the front.
Wow.
And then all snow, red and blue snow. So if anyone out there does want to lend a helping hand with a couple of lights or a couple of little things here and there just to help us out to make it Butte and attract more money and presents to the young kids, just maybe get in contact with us here, or even contact Newcastle Live, or Ross, anyone, and let's make it something good for the kids. And if we can get out of COVID, God knows, we might even be able to get Kurt or Brodie up here one night and do something like that. So I'm very excited to be on board, and especially this awards night next year. And I think we can make it something annually to make some good money for you guys.
That's fantastic. We have the Knights come up to Ron McDonald House fairly regularly, and they give us tickets to give out to the kids and the families to go and, normally go to Knights games, the home games. And you can't underestimate the impact that having the Knights come up to Ron McDonald House has on the kids and families. It lifts them, and you just don't know what their day's been like that day. And to come in and meet someone, in fact, we've had Joey Johns quite regularly come to Ron McDonald House, and to meet someone like that blows away mums and the dads as well as the kids. So very, very special to be involved with the Knights.
No, mate, we're proud as punch here on the show to be on board with you guys, and honestly, we see it as an honour and a privilege to be able to do something for you guys.
Oh, thank you very much.
So, mate, we won't hold you up. We'll get you back on again soon, but we appreciate you coming in and telling us a little bit about it yourself, Ronald McDonald House and that, and we look forward to working with you in the future and making a difference.
Big times ahead.
Yeah.
No, thank you so much, and looking forward to your award tonight. That sounds amazing.
It'll be good, and we can't wait either. And even looking forward to next year. I think it'll be great, and we can bring some smiles to a couple of young kids, a couple of families. That'll be great.
Fantastic.
No worries, Ross. We appreciate you coming on, and we'll talk soon.
Okay.
All right, guys. That was Ross from Ronald McDonald House. We may take a short break here and be back shortly. The following segment is brought to you by Sports Power Newcastle. All right, guys, it's that time of week again. It's time for the crazy lady spin on her jokes.
Hello.
Hey.
All right. First one is a motorist is speeding down the road when he's pulled over. The officer tells him, "Sir, do you realise how fast you were going?" The motorist replies, "Yeah, I know, but I have to go." The cop interrupts him. "Not so fast. You're going to have to wait for the chief to get back in a few hours." The cop immediately takes the man to jail. After a few hours, the cop tells the man, "You're lucky. The chief is on his way back from his daughter's wedding. He'll be in a good mood." The man replies, "I doubt it." The cop snaps back, "Why do you say that?" The man replies, "Because I'm the groom."
Oh man,
Would you
gosh.
like a second one?
Yes, please.
So I'll come back in.
Let's do it.
All right. A husband and wife are at custody court. The judge looks sternly at the ex-wife. "Judge, why do you think you deserve custody of the child?" Ex-wife, "I brought him into this world, so I should have custody of him." Judge, "That is a simple yet good reason." Then the judge looks towards the ex-husband. Judge, "Why do you think you deserve custody of the child, sir?" The ex-husband thought long and hard about his response. After a brief moment of silence, he replies, "If I put money into the Pepsi machine and a Pepsi comes out, is it mine or the machine's?"
Oh man.
Tuttle liked it.
Just let that sink in. Fan of the week this week goes to Leslie Gover, or Gover. I'm sorry if I've said that wrong. But at the moment, he's doing a walk for little kids with cancer. So that in itself is a champion thing to do, and good on him.
Do you know how much of a walk he's doing? Is he doing more than a couple of Ks or more than 1K?
I actually don't. I think Dean knows more about that.
Oh, we'll find out. Yeah.
Great calls too. Well done to them. They absolutely deserve that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's one thing we're pretty passionate about, giving everyone a good plug when they're doing something good for the community and others and stuff like that, which is something we should be all proud of because we're very passionate about. Yeah, it warms the heart.
All right, guys, that was the crazy lady once again with her jokes of the week and fan of the week. So we may take a short break here on Newcastle Live and be back shortly. All right, guys, welcome back. And we got our second guest on tonight, one of our favourites and downright champion bloke, Kurt Mann. Kurt, welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey, boys, how's it going?
Good, mate, good.
Good.
How is it to be back home, mate, in God's country?
Oh, mate, it's unreal. Didn't get to see the kids for about 10 weeks, so you can probably hear a little one going off in the background at the moment. But yeah, no, it's unreal to be home and just be able to spend time with the family.
Yeah, that's the hard thing, especially for yourself. A young baby and then having to go away for so long. It must have been pretty hard for you.
Yeah, the little one's actually pretty easy. It's the 2-year-old that he's the drama. He's mate, he's non-stop. He's just go.
Brodie was saying that when you guys had to pack up and get up to Queensland, you didn't have much turnaround. It was something like a Friday, you got the message and you had to be on the plane by Monday or something like that. So, it's a bit of a shock to the system to just pack up and get up there.
Yeah, I was in Origin camp, so I didn't even get to come home. They just my missus packed a bag for me, the stuff that I needed, and she'd give it to someone come and picked it up. And so I didn't even get a chance to come home before I had to go. So yeah, I was another 2 weeks longer.
Even worse for you.
Was it an option for the family to go up there, or you just preferred them to stay back?
Yeah, they could have come up, but just because we had the 2-week-old, so we only just had a baby just before I went into Origin camp. So yeah, we had the 2-week-old and doctor's appointments and all that sort of stuff. So it was just easier for them to stay at home.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mate, 150th coming up next year, first game.
Is it? Or was I 140 finished on 149?
49. We needed that extra week just to get you over the line.
I think I missed like 4 or 5 games through injury this year too. So I would have knocked it up eventually.
Yeah, at one stage it was this game, and then we penciled it in, then went to that one. But yeah, next year, first game, mate. So a big one to start off the season.
Oh yeah. Well, the draw obviously hasn't come out yet, so I don't know when they do that, but I think everyone's going to be looking forward to next year, especially the first games at home. Now that's always a good turnout.
Now this year, I'm hoping you play at either Brisbane or Titans.
But at home,
I'll be in Queensland that week, so
you'll be out that way.
But I might have to get hold of what someone's private jet to fly me home, fly me back up. But
you'd hate to miss that, wouldn't you?
Oh, I would, mate. I would. When we booked the dates and confirmed everything, and then I went, oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, I wasn't very happy, but yeah, that's life. Anyway, so Origin camp. Oh, sorry, Origin camp up the bubble. Yeah, was it up there for yourself?
Yeah, it was good. We got to live and breathe footy. I think it made. Everyone sort of noticed that we'd kind of turned our season around that part of the year. Moving up there, and you sort of got to live and breathe footy while you're up there. So everyone was eating better. Everyone was training more. There was a lot of things just based around on getting us ready to play and our bodies being in tip top condition. Come game day.
You really get to know each other a bit more, spending so much time with each other, especially how some people live and don't live.
Yeah, mate. It reminded me of boarding school. That's what I was saying to the boys, because I went to boarding school when I was 12 all the way through to I finished grade 12. And, it reminded me heaps of boarding school. Just being around your mates all the time. And, you did get to know everyone a lot better.
Who did you bond with more now that you're in that bubble than what you normally wouldn't do if you were down up in Newcastle?
Oh, the boys are hammering me about, because me and KP spent a fair bit of time together. So they were saying that KP was getting ready for life after Connor. That was the thing that they kept saying, because he was always, his room was just around the corner from mine. He was always in my room.
So that's your answer to the question you asked Brodie there earlier.
Yeah, well, they're gone. Obviously, the bromance is gone. Watson's gone down to the Roosters, so that they're selling the house. So is he moving in with you, or what's going on with the 26 or whatever the 263 crew it is?
The 257.
257, yeah.
I said to him, he can move in here if he wants to. It'd be a bit like a third kid for me, I reckon. He's done that many life skills, the big fella. He's gotten a lot better though. He can't cook, and I don't think he's real clean either. So it'd be like having a third kid.
Oh man.
So he could be a nominee for the Mate of the Year award as well.
Oh nah, mate. Piercy's got that by a mile.
Oh, it's good to see another side of funny side of you guys, and how
it's a no contest with Piercy.
Oh, we might have to wait till next week to see who takes someone out, but yeah, we'll take that one on.
What was the feeling like in camp about obviously going out with that penalty try in the semi-final against Parramatta? It was hard to swallow. You guys going to dwell on that in the off season, or just let it go in and just approach pre-season differently?
Yeah, it was. It was hard to swallow to finish like that. I think we'd sort of given ourselves a chance in that game, and a lot of 50-50 calls I think went against us as well. And but we put ourselves right in it to win it, and to go out like that's pretty disappointing. But there's always the best thing about it. There's always next year, and I think everyone's pretty keen to get into pre-season, especially when you finish a season like that where you probably think you could have gone on and that. It's always leaves a bit of a fire in your belly. For the start of next year.
Origin, mate. Explain that to us. How good was that for you first time in Origin camp?
It was unreal. I got to learn a lot from the past players that have been in there as well. There was a lot on our coaching staff, and to see how people prepare for those sort of games, and just be around that sort of atmosphere come game day, and captains running that sort of stuff. It was a good experience. It just makes me want to be able to put myself in a position to play that.
No, that'd be good. We can see you getting there next year, mate. You'll get a call up, that's for sure. And yeah, well, I've got a question from Big Jono, who's away on work commitments. He's got a question to all of us that we'll answer later. But for you, game that standed out this year in your mind for you the most, which game?
For me?
Yep.
Well, for me personally, the way I played, probably
personally, your favourite.
Probably Penrith. We're going up there. They were red hot at the time. We didn't win, but me personally, I thought I played pretty well against them, and and we give it to them. We were under a lot of adversity in the first half, and I think we went into half time. I think we might have been tied at half time going into half time. So that was probably a big one for me.
That was Anzac Day too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one. as you all know, one of my favourites. And just when you guys and Penrith walked out, and just that atmosphere, and it just sent chills up you. And then as you said, also you played quite a good game personally yourself. That break set up. I forget who it was now.
Scored off a Star made a big line breaking palm the fullback off.
That was a good palm. That we were right there, we were behind the Knights bench when that happened. Remember?
On first name basis, that was a good week. That wasn't it? Game, but that, and I also fought. Was it round 4 against the Dragons? Yeah, actually.
I got knocked out cold that one.
Yeah, but before that happened,
he doesn't remember much after that.
That one didn't stand out because
he got the field goal at least. He got the field goal.
Well, that's it. That's what I was getting at before you got a head clash and that off, because Pierce, we lost Pierce early.
Yeah, he done his peck.
And then you had to step up and play sort of like a fullback in defence and like a different role in attack, but for the field goal in the first half, I thought you were actually playing good to cover all those positions and playing really well. And then, the dreaded knockout, but that was another good game. I thought
actually, I was just going to say, if it makes you feel any better, I hardly get to watch any games because of work, but I do remember that game. I did watch that game. I'm sorry, Kurt.
I think everyone's seen it. They were playing it. I think they're using it as an example for like the concussion rule. Yeah. Me getting knocked out cold. That's the first time I've actually been knocked out too. So
far out.
I don't really remember much from it.
Up until that point, even just the field goal, it was close, and to take a 1-point lead into half time with only a couple seconds to go, and you're just taking control. When you're in fullback in defence, you're just in the right spot at the right time. And to be honest, it would have been good to see you not get that head clash and see how you finish the game. I thought you're playing really well. So that was another one that stood out for me. But yeah.
Speaking about head clashes and the whole HIA stuff, Kurt, for people that don't know, what goes into that? Like what type of questions they ask and that sort of thing, insight of that.
Mate, the questions are they're hard to do when you're not knocked out. So
I was going to say the same thing. I'm thinking I'd probably fail it without it.
Yeah, they give you a heap of numbers, and you got to. So they'll give you they'll say 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. You got to get, and then they'll ask you to repeat it backwards. So you got to if you sit there and try to think about it, it's not as easy as it sounds, and you got to slow it down and repeat it backwards. You do that, but at the start of the test, they give you 10 words, and that's at the very start of the test, and then they go through and they ask you a heap of questions, and right at the end, they ask you what the 10 words were from the start, and you got to get so many of them.
Oh, no way. I'd fail it.
I reckon I'd probably do better concussed.
I was just going to say, yeah. If you get ADD and, hyperactive like Connor Watson is, you'd be They
go through heaps of things, and then they ask you what were the 10 words at the start. When I was at the Dragons, it was all good because I used to use the same words all the time. And I'd memorise them. So
is that what half of them got written on their wrists?
That's probably half the tats. That's why all these players have got tats. They're the workers.
Oh, awesome, mate.
There you go. There's some insight. Didn't know that.
You played a few positions, mate. Where do you feel the most comfortable at?
I like playing 5'8", either like a 5'8" or like a ball playing middle. I do like playing in the middle because you don't have to think as much. You sort of just you're in the washing machine. You're tackling everything, and the game feels like it goes a lot quicker when you're like that. I reckon. There's not as much thinking, and just sort of smash up that or playing the 5'8" role is probably my two preferred positions.
So you're going to take Watson's position next year, play the ball playing lock?
I'm not sure yet, but I think with him going, there's definitely going to be a spot there opening up.
BJ said you can't have it, it's his. No, it's good to see that there'll be so much talent there to be able to fill all these. It's a good position to be in. But in your opinion, who was our best this year and who was our most underrated? In your opinion?
I reckon definitely our best was JSAF. He got the award that night, the other night. So and it was definitely warranted. He was easily our best player all year. He does. He's exactly like Daniel. like strong carrier, that sort of stuff. And but he does a lot of the little things that no one sees. He push supports. He does everything that fills the space. A lot of things that your average Joe who watches footy every weekend wouldn't see. But then we go in, do our review, all the clips of him doing positive actions for the team. So he definitely deserved that. Probably one of the Oregon, the underrated, Jesse Sue by far. Mate, he does some big things for us that don't get a whole lot of recognition, from the outside, but definitely from our inside sanctum. He gets a fair bit of recognition there.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. As you all know, he's one of my three favourites. So, I couldn't agree more with that one. That's.
When you sat down at the end of the year, they did your review before you come home. What have they got you working on for next year, mate? What do they see you doing?
Mine's strictly putting on weight is the big thing for me. So if I was to play that ball playing middle role, they'd want me to be up around 91, 92 kilos. So I've got to put on a bit of weight.
Mate, I'm your man. Just come and live with me for a week. You can put on heaps.
I need the good stuff, not the bad stuff.
I've just got to look at the cupboard, mate, and a few pounds coming on. So I'm your man. But speaking of awards, mate, we've got our awards on next week, our award show. So you never know, you might run away with a couple yourself.
Did he?
Yes.
What sort of awards are we talking about here?
Oh, there's a few, mate. As every
fair dinkum ones.
Fair dinkum ones.
There's some fair dinkum ones, and there's a couple.
I'm definitely not in the running for the maid.
No.
Oh, there's only a couple being nominated for that. So I can tell you some information there. Your name wasn't in that one at all.
Yeah.
That's good. You may have an inkling of who might win it, but
mate, I'll put my house on it. I reckon I know who wins it.
Yeah.
I reckon your house might be pretty safe.
Yeah, there's a couple of awards, as we've heard earlier from Ross. This awards night next year is going to be huge. So this is just a little introduction into next year, and there'll be a lot more next year. But it'll be 90% of them will be the fans voting for everything. A couple from our sponsors, but 90% of it will be the fans. So it'll be something extra for you guys to win, and something good for the fans.
Yeah, beautiful. Sounds good.
Yeah, and make a bit of cash for Ronald McDonald house on the side. So, it's a free win-win situation there. So anyway, champion.
Up there with the Dally M's and the Oscars and
he's roll the red carpet out there.
Yeah.
It's like
he's going to wear a bow tie.
Hey, I'll get a suit and tie on, mate, for the night. But it's going to be like, what do they call it? The night of nights, like it's the place everyone wants to be will be these awards.
Catered by Domino's Pizza.
Oh, no, it's going to be classy.
Henny Penny. Get some Henny Penny into us.
Hey. I did my wedding cheap years ago, and it was catered by Henny Penny. Oh gosh,
that's all you need.
The big dance this week. Who you got in the final?
Oh mate, this one's hard to pick. Like, I thought the grand final was honestly going to be Storm and Manly, and they both got knocked out. So I don't know. Wayne he's hard to beat when he's an underdog, and I think he's underdog this year. But then again, Penrith would still be burning from last year. Missing the grand final last year. So I reckon my money's on Penrith.
Yeah, the crazy lady told me to say to you, hey, hang on, I told you so.
I didn't pick that at all. I thought Storm were going to win easily against them, and I thought Manly would win comfortably against South. So I jinxed both those teams, I think.
You're in the Storm system for a while there, mate. What's it like being in that Storm system?
It's good. It's very regimented. So I think you've sort of don't really have a choice. You have to be pretty professional to get your body right, to get through a lot of the sessions there. So you learn a lot as well. I went there as a young kid, and after I left, I never watched footy the same. I'm always, ever since I've been there, every time I watch football now, I always analyse it. Like I'm looking at things, not even looking at where the ball's going. I'm just looking at what people are doing. So once you go there, it kind of ruins footy for you when you watch it.
Bellamy the perfectionist, eh?
Yeah. Coming to the Knights, being at the Knights now, how far off that sort of level do you think Newcastle are? Like, obviously, Adam O'Brien's striving to get there, but how are we travelling?
Mate, we're not far off, mate. I wouldn't say they're above us either. I just, they've been doing it for a lot longer, so that's probably the difference at the moment. And I think we're, the same, if not better, with the way we're looking at things and the standards we're setting here too. So, I know we had the slump during the middle part of the year, but we're missing a lot of key personnel there, and we had a lot of kids playing as well. So, I think next year the standards only going to go up, and touch wood, everyone stays injury free. Is going to be the big key.
Yeah, 100%.
That's right. As they say on Field of Dreams, you can build it, they will come. So we're building that way, mate.
Well, you saw that with like you said, you had all the injuries in the middle of the year, and towards the end there, you started getting everyone coming back. The rhythm was there, and going back to what you said early on there, Kurt, was that first game back next year. There's going to be no injuries. Hopefully, everything's going to be, everyone's going to be keen as mustard. It's going to be a big game no matter what. People are going to be really excited, and that rhythm, as I keep saying, will be there.
We're in good shape for next year. And to be honest, I can't wait. I'm hating this off season. I mean, the likes of Kurt and that probably need a break, but no, I don't. I need to go straight back into it.
Mate, a couple of blokes moving on too. Did we get to do anything for them, or did you?
Yeah, well, we had the Prezo night, and the boys had a farewell there, and I think a few of them stayed up the Gold Coast to throw a bit of a party for the boys that were leaving. But I'll probably catch up with Connor or something before he ducks off when he gets back from being away. So I'll catch up with him before he heads off.
Yeah, for sure.
Sad loss, but
send them all our best too. Obviously, they're part of our club. Once a night, always a night. So we wish them all well. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's right.
Whatever they're doing.
Connor will be back. He'll be back eventually. He's just walking the earth.
I think
he'll walk the earth, learn something, kind of like what Kurt was saying. Experience a different club. Learn some things, and then come back and spread his wisdom.
Ronnie does that too. He spends 2 or 3 years down in Melbourne, and then brings that experience back as well. That'd be good.
Yeah,
and I reckon Kingy's gonna go well down there. I've said it to him. I think he's the kind of player that Bellamy really likes, I reckon. And they don't know that at the moment, the Storm, because they haven't had anything to do with him yet. But he's a really hard worker, and I'm picking big things. I'm picking big things for Kingy when he goes down there.
Yeah, good on him. I honestly hope he goes really well, just not against us. Good on him.
I hope he goes well, mate.
Champion fight, well deserved. Anyway, champion, we won't hold you up any longer. We much appreciate you coming on every week, and as you have throughout the year. And from us and the fans' point of view, we'd just like to say thanks for all your effort you put into us and everything you do on and off the field, mate. A lot of people don't know what the stuff you do off the field, and you don't get the raps for it as well. So hopefully we might see you next week. We're not sure with these awards, but if not, have a good off season and good Christmas, and we'll see you in the new year.
Too easy. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Enjoy the time with the family, mate.
Yes, you've earned it.
Yeah,
I will do.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that is champion Kurt Mann, and we'll take a short break here on Newcastle Live and be back shortly.
The following segment brought to you by Feral Archery.
All right, guys, it's that time of week again. It's time for Smitter's Mailbag. We've got a couple for us this week. The mail truck was pretty full, but once again, we try and cut it down, so there's only a few a week. First one, how does Penrith beat the Rabbitohs? From the crazy lady from under her bed.
It's just simple. Just the one on the back of their defence, for the back end of the season, and the guys going to back their defence, and if they can turn up that mindset like they did against the Storm last week, then they got to do what the Rabbitohs did to them in week 1 finals, and that's defend better. And the last 2 games have been adamant.
Yeah.
I think personally, like I was saying earlier last week. If they just come out and play like they did against Storm, get in their face straight up, don't let them have it their own way. Nathan Cleary does the guessing game, keeps them guessing like he did for their first try. You know, got in dummy half and made that kick. He'll go a long way to winning the game.
Yeah,
So,
Cleary's kicking game's important. He's got to keep kicking into corners, and Penrith have a good chase. So
just frustrate the rabbits.
Yeah,
and get under Cody Walker's skin.
It's easy.
That's Luai's job. Anyway, move on. Who wins the Clive Churchill medal this year? Agnes Marshall from Rutherford.
Well, if Panthers win, I'd pretty say Cleary as a strong saying that.
Yeah.
Big Andy?
But if you're South Sydney, I'd say obviously Cody Walker's comes to mind, but I'm going to go with a dark horse and say Cam Murray.
Yeah, Murray, yeah, right. I'll go the other half. I'll say Jerome Luai. If Penrith win, and probably Cody Walker. I'm going to give Souths win. It's going to be a tough game. Tough game to pick.
Cleary.
Yeah, Cleary.
I knew you that. All right.
Hang on. Before you say the one I mentioned before, the one who was, I think he's the winger for Penrith. The Island. Yeah, I like him.
That's if he plays. I saw footage of him in a wheelchair and a moon boots.
Yeah, that was all shits and giggles.
Yeah, he looked like he was pretty happy.
Yeah, he has a bit of mind games.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go Zaya Yo for Penrith. I think very Mr. Underrated, and he's going to take it out. But if I could pick, I'd like to see James Fisher Harris take it out. But yeah, I would be more than happy to see Zaya Yo. But if it's a rabbit, I'd say Cody Walker. Good question. Anyway.
I'd like to see Dane Gagai win it. Coming to next season, back to the Knights.
Yeah, true. Finish on a high. What do you guys think of Cleary's spear tackle on Bromwich from Mitchell from Bolton Point?
I don't think there's anything in it at all.
Should have been a penalty.
Textbook tackle. If Bromwich doesn't hold his neck, he gets up and plays the ball, and no one says anything about it.
I thought there were more dramas with Fisher Harris's tackle when he slammed.
Yeah, Kafusi's head into the ground.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
No issue with that.
While we're on the subject of Fisher Harris, how'd you like the smack?
On Munster.
Yeah.
Gold. No, that was gold. I think Munster was too scared to say anything back to him.
Oh, I think I would have been too. But that one's
awesome stuff. Anyway, that was from Mitchell. The entertainment of the NRL Grand Final, I feel, is a bit boring. What's your thoughts? That's from Brett Wilson.
I'll be honest, I haven't even seen who they've signed. Who's playing?
Timmy Trumpet.
Timmy Trumpet.
And that's all I've ever heard of.
Trumpet. Never heard of Timmy Trumpet.
He's played for Trumpet, obviously.
Yeah.
But
we need to take a leaf of the AFL, man. They do it best.
Yeah, they did well with the Western Australian bands. It was good.
And I had quite a few, John Butler Trio, the lot. They were good. I mean, it's up there in Queensland. You've got a perfectly old band there that, they don't play anymore, but they've come out of retirement in Powderfinger. They would do something which is probably no disrespect to Timmy Trumpet, but I think it's going to be a bit more enjoying and a bit more upbeat for the football.
Yeah.
But if not, like I know I could pull some strings to the NRL and get this this band called Kabashi up there. You know what I mean? I'm sure that would not rock the house off. Or, hey, here's another idea. Honestly, the Witching Hour. Bands like that would be more. I think would give more than what they've actually. Yeah, I could be wrong. We'll wait till Sunday. But anyway. Was there anyone on the Daily M's that you feel may or should have got an award that didn't? From S. Mitchell in Toronto.
Yeah, I think Joe Mann for the Roosters probably should have been centre. Burton, he was just thrown out there just because they had no one else really. with injuries. So it's credit that Burton adapted to that position, but he's more of a half 5'8". So yeah, Joey for me.
I thought Justin Olam had a pretty good year this year.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
It was just the way it's been portrayed.
Yeah. I agree with Dale the way he wasn't even invited last week, and then now he wins it. But I thought he was a pretty solid candidate, to be honest.
Okay, I'm going to throw one out there too. I mean, I know the block of cheese is a great hooker and he's played well, but Jaden Brayley?
Did he even get nominated?
No, he never got nominated. So I thought that was a shock that he never got nominated.
And also, like, no disrespect to Tedesco too. I thought he's played well all season, and considering the circumstances that the Roosters have had, but I also thought Isaiah must have been pretty close to taking captain of the year as well.
Yeah, I think with Tedesco, but he did a really good job holding the side together with all the injuries and the
100%.
issues.
Third string.
So I think that's what got him over the line with that.
He's third string captain too.
Yeah, that's right. 100%.
Yeah, so.
All right, guys, I've just been handed some late mail. Hi, guys. Do you think my friend Blair looks like Brad Arthur? From Les from Newcastle.
Les. Looks like he's not in lockdown anyway.
Well, maybe
fun than us.
Maybe it could be Brad Arthur over there in Bali or something.
Could be end of year trip.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll throw that one out there and see what they look like. But I also got another little bit of it. It says here, P.S. I also have another picture of my friend who looks like. I'll send it. I can't read that. It's shocking, right? Who looks like Wendell Saylor. I will send that in next week. Interesting.
Wendell Saylor.
A bit of late mail. Stay tuned. Anyway, well, that's Sminner's mailbag for this week, and we'll take a short break and be back shortly. All right, guys, welcome back, and we have another guest tonight. Our show favourite, one of our favourites, sponsors out there that's stuck by us through thick and thin, and Johnny Sayer from Sayers Inc. Welcome, Johnny.
How you going? Thanks for inviting me.
Pleasure, mate. Pleasure. And we've got Johnny on, and we'll have a bit of a chat with Johnny. Then he's going to announce his tattoo voucher. So exciting times for somebody. So, mate, how's COVID been affecting you with the business?
Business-wise, obviously, it's not good for the business, but personally, I got more family time, and I can enjoy more of my toys, and just it's just I look at it in a positive way instead of negative. Obviously, the business's negative side is no good already, so I don't have to think about it all the time. And I look on the other side, which is I think the situation is no good situation, but I turn it to positive. So I got more time with family. So it's healthy for me, I guess.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome, mate. Look at it. You've got a new studio open up, mate.
Yeah, in Lake Haven. Hopefully by end of November or early December, once everything is finished, the lockdown and the licensing will be all right. We have a go signal by November.
No, awesome, mate. I've had a look at it. And those of you who don't know Johnny does all my artwork, and he was the one that done the big Knights one on my chest. So yeah, you got to go if you want some artwork. I'm telling you, if you go anywhere but to say his ink, you're kicking yourself. But yeah, you've got to get in and get some from there. Even if you just want a gift voucher for someone, they do gift vouchers. So yeah, you've got. I believe you drew the gift voucher there, Johnny.
Yeah. We got a winner. So do you want us to say the winner now?
Yeah,
go for it. Yep.
All right. The winner is Peter McCabe. I don't know if I pronounce it right. It's Peter McCabe.
Yep.
So yeah.
Sounds about right.
Hey, very good. We'll get in contact with him and let him know.
Hang on, that come across a bit scratchy. Did you say the winner was Dean Smith? Was that right?
50% up.
But nah, I mean, honestly, yeah, that'll be awesome for someone to $1,000 tattoo voucher. Wow. I mean,
well, and like I said, Peter should get his ink done, but if he doesn't want it, it's a good Christmas gift for somebody who's into getting the ink done. So
I am up for charitable gifts back. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, we're all gonna go down there once COVID's done too, and I believe we're going to get a couple of tattoos ourselves, and we might. Floorboy Gary's keen. And Big Andy, I think you're keen. And he's halfway there, Johnny. We've got to push him in and strap him in.
Although I think I saw some stuff the other day. I like my comic book stuff, and I think I saw some work that you did recently, and yeah, I'm loving. You are very good. I'm being an artist myself. I have an appreciation for the talent that goes into the skin work, but yeah, I don't know, not yet. I've got to wait.
Whenever you're ready, no rush.
What's your favorite tattoo you've done, and why was my Knights one?
It's on the list. Could be more darker, but yeah. Photorealism portraits. That's my favorite to do. Like family members or memorial tattoo like that. But I do everything. It's just I just enjoy doing it. Whatever is the designer style, it doesn't matter to me as long as at the end of the day, everyone's happy.
I think the photorealistic stuff, yeah, you can either do it or you can't. And when you can pull it off, which I've seen your stuff, John, it's amazing. But I guess being that you're a family man and all that too, I'd say there's something that really hits your heartstrings when you're doing something that means something to somebody, like a dead parent or a loved one or something like that. Yeah. And you can see the appreciation in their eyes, and that's going to last, for their life as well. There's a mortality freaky feeling you get, and it makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, personally, as much as possible, I don't want to do, or the time that they just come here or come to me and say, oh, someone passed away or we lost this. It's hard to kind of like say something, but I just translate the sincerity of your, like condolencing to them by doing it properly as much as possible.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I don't envy you I appreciate what you do, but I don't envy you with that kind of pressure. Getting it right. You can't. You're not allowed to have a bad day.
Yeah. Especially that.
Yeah, you got to put like that. It's like any kind of retail and business in general. You can't have a bad day. You got to perform and all that. But in your case, you're having a bad day. This is on someone's skin. If it was in a book, you can rub it out and start again.
I'll tell you about, mate, like, not just saying it because Johnny's a good friend of ours, but I've never once gone in to see Johnny and not seen him with a smile on his face. He is the most happiest bloke I've ever seen. And I'll tell you what, his energy bounces off onto his other artists and then onto everyone that's in the room. It's not a tattoo shop. How do you put it? It is something you got to experience it yourself. And I've been to a few tattoo shops, and I will not go anywhere anymore but say Zinc. Just the experience you have there. He's just so, yeah. Like Kylie
it says a lot about positive energy, like you're saying, though.
That's right. He's always got a smile on his face, and I'll tell you what, you could go in there having a bad day, and you'd go in to say Zinc, and even if it's just I've gone down a few times just to have a chat, and you walk out, I guarantee you walk out with a smile on your face.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's no bad day in the shop. Try as much as possible every day. Like I always say, we live every day. So every day is a chance to create smile, create positiveness to the people around you, and then the artwork itself. So I always say, when you go in the shop, bad mood, I'll give you happy ending. Different way.
Now you know why I keep going back.
Not that happy ending.
No, seriously, like even the crazy lady, those of you who don't know, Johnny done the crazy lady's whole back, and it was a memorial piece. And, he makes sure that was hurting the crazy lady a little bit in certain areas. And, he tries to make you feel at ease. And she got through it because it's just a credit to the way John makes people feel in there. So, it's awesome shop, awesome experience. And if you want some artwork, that's the place to go. But, mate, we appreciate all your support you've given us since the start of before we even kicked off the first show. You jumped on board and helped us out and continue to show your loyal support to us. So we'd like to give it back, and we've got a few plans to come up and do for you in the future.
Thank you. Yeah, more than happy to support, obviously, from day one and keep on going as much as I can. Whatever it's needed that I can help or keep giving back or give return in the community, especially whatever you're doing now, which is really good. So I just appreciate it. So yeah,
Thank you.
I'm all the way.
We're grateful as. But one question I got for you.
Yep.
Where's the? I think I know this answer because you've told me the story. Where's the worst spot you've tattooed somebody?
Worst spot, or
I'll put you on it here.
Say it here, or can I say it here?
You can.
All right, on the dick.
Oh,
Tattooed guy when I was doing my apprenticeship back in 2009. There's a scary bikey looking dude, and he spot me. I want that guy to do it, and I thought, oh, I'm just an apprentice, and there's another professional artist which is good looking than me, and that guy's like, I want him. While I'm doing the tattoo, the private area is pulsating like this. I kind of like, do I have to choke this or let it go? So yeah, that's the worst thing. Worst spot.
What was tattooed on there? Initials?
Sorry, it's a little devil, like it's
Really
like
a
a
big
cartoon,
devil.
a little devil tattoo. It's like cartoons. So yeah, it fits.
it fits.
Fits there.
Oh no! Oh mate, and
Love it. No,
I done it.
beautiful.
mate, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it. As I said, all your support this year, and we look forward to doing some good stuff with you in the new year.
We finally got a face to the name. You know, so a lot of people, yeah. So that's great.
So yeah, with Christmas coming up too, guys. If anyone's looking for a good Christmas present, a tattoo voucher through Sayers Inc., go in and get one. You know, good Christmas presents. So don't forget, check out Johnny's work too at Sayers Inc. and the rest of his artists. So thanks for coming on, champion, and
Thank you.
We'll talk to you in the new year.
Thank you for inviting me. And if in future you need more help or things like that, just let me know, and I'll be on board 100%.
You always have. You're a champion guy, and we much appreciate it. All right, guys, we'll be back shortly, and we'll take a short break.
The following segment is brought to you by Burger Urge.
All right, guys, welcome back to Nighttime. Last week's game, boys. We might have a little bit of a chat on that and get into this week's as well. So what was your view on last week's game, boys?
Yeah, two good games. Yeah, I was a bit like Kurt, to be honest. I thought Manly might have gone through in Melbourne. So well done to the Panthers and the Rabbitohs. So, yeah, good win. So yeah, it was impressive. Makes for a good game this weekend, that's for sure.
They were great games. But to be honest with you, I was disappointed in Turbo, to be honest. But, excuse me, in saying that, it's probably credit to Souths that shut him down.
Yeah, we said it for a while. That's what they need to do, is to shut him down, and they just took the game plan from Melbourne sort of thing. The game was all but over with 20 to go anyway, and South Sydney just didn't want to get injuries going to next week, and it was just a bit of a tit for tat sort of thing, bit of a laugh. Yeah,
it wasn't Tommy's night either. He
but it shows he's human.
Tried disallowed early, and a couple of tries they missed early, and it just wasn't their night. Just nothing went well for them, and
50-50s went for them today.
Yeah. So and Souths were on their game, so.
But it shows he's human. I mean, you know, he can't be superstar every game. So
yeah, but they're the games you do have to be a superstar.
That's right.
That's why he's getting paid the big money to win those games for Manly at the back end of the year. So
a few injuries too with South, you think?
What was that?
Adam Reynolds? A few injuries with South. Adam Reynolds?
Yeah, he wasn't kicking, and Will Walker was doing the majority of the kicks. They didn't goal kick. I think he brought up short in the captain's run of the groin.
Yeah.
But he'll be ready to go, mate. They'll needle him up. He'll be stretching. He'll be stretching all week. He won't miss that. His final game for the Rabbitohs as well.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So massive game for him.
100%. So the Panthers, Storm, what was your take on that? Big Andy?
Yeah, I thought the Panthers were good. The Storm were probably off a little bit. Whether that was the Panthers putting pressure on them, or they just didn't quite turn up. I'm not sure. They should have been fresh after the week off, but I haven't seen the penalty count, but they dropped a lot of ballers. Yeah, but
they had 15 errors, mate.
Yeah, Dale touched on it before. The Panthers' defence was sensational too. They
100%.
Tackled everything that moved. So yeah, so now that's be interesting to see this week. If Panthers can defend like that, they're a real good chance.
Yeah, well, we all didn't think they'd be dancing on the table like that, but anyway, yeah, the Panthers were. If they can come out and play like that again and get in the face of the Rabbits, I think they'd go a long way to, like winning the game. Like I said, straight in the face. They made a lot of errors, the Storm, but the Panthers' defence was second to none.
Yeah, you're out that way, Dale, out in Western Sydney, mate. What was the feeling like out there after the game, or what's your views on the game?
Yeah, no, I think it was the Penrith just did a Melbourne on a Melbourne, really. And it was great to see. And they said that they used some of the tactics from the 2018 grand final when the Roosters beat them. And they also, looked at the footies that, they like to bring their wingers, obviously want sides to go around them so they can slide. So that's why you see the early kicks, and then Cleary got that one with Crichton. So that's great. Great tactical play, and also great footage of the Melbourne Storm. But yeah, it's buzzing here, like all the Western Sydney pages and all the Panthers fans. They all got those head things that the crazy lady has, and if we were in lockdown, there'll be tooting going around and everything sort of thing. So
brings back memories of the '97 for me. With Newcastle.
Well, if Panthers win, and they'll get down here after lockdown, God help Western Sydney, mate.
That's the only sad thing to come out of this time of the year. We are in lockdown, and the Penrith and the South fans can't get out and watch their teams run around. So
that's right.
Yeah.
But good on the like I will say it to you too. Actually, a special mention too must go out to. Did you see the Knights supporter in the crowd with all the opposition teams last week?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, good on him.
It wasn't the random South guy; it was the random Knights guy.
Random Knights supporter.
It was, and his name. Yeah, his name is Darren Powell, I believe. So a big shout out to you, Darren. That was awesome, and Darren's actually going to be doing some stuff with us on the show next year. So good on you, champion. Smith's special mention this week goes to Darren.
Good on you, buddy.
Good on him. Yeah, good on him. But on to this week's game, boys. We might even get into a couple of tips and have a quick chat about that. Give you a tip and your thoughts on this week's game. We'll start with you, Big Andy.
Oh, mate, it's hard to pick a winner. If Penrith defend like they did last week and can shut South down. Yeah, but I don't know. I've got a feeling Souths are going to win it. They've got a lot to play for. And I'll be honest, I'd like to see Benji, Marshall and go out a winner. That said, I saw yesterday that he's said that his body could hold up for another year if he wanted, if he could get a deal, he'd play on. But I'd like to see Benji go out a winner.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to tip
Souths?
What's that? Sorry.
You tipping Souths?
Yeah, well, on that sentiment, I'll tip South to win, and I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going to say 16-12.
16-12 South. Yeah.
I think it'll be a low-scoring game. It's going to be a defensive game.
Dale.
Yeah, it was a Wayne Bennett in his 10th NRL Grand Final. He's only lost one, and that was against the Cowboys in 2015. First coach to take 4 NRL sides to a grand final. So there's lots of script. You talk about Benji, you talk about Reynolds. There's Suarez moving on too. Gagai's moving on. John, and I think it's only Johnson and Reynolds, the last 2 surviving and Tom Burgess, from the 2014 grand final. But I've got to go local boys on I live 20 minutes from Penrith. I know the Tyler family, I know the Luai family, and stuff. I know Crichton has a lot to do with the boys at the final whistle, and in the under 14 side because his brother plays in that side too. So, and I think they deserve it. The way that they've obviously Cleary's gone back, they wanted Cleary to go back there, and the way that they've gone back to the old ways of developing their own and then investing in players that want to play for Penrith. They're not just buying players that are on the market. And I feel it's got that feeling of the 2003 when they won against the Roosters, where it's local juniors, and I think they'll learn a lot from the grand final last year too. And it'll be a close one in my opinion too. But I think their defense will get them home in under 6 points. Will be
nice. So Penrith for you.
Yeah.
Right one. Brandon.
It's gonna be one in the defense.
Yeah.
It's gonna. I still think it's gonna be single digits. I can't. I love underdog stories. I just don't know. I want Penrith to win because I just like the idea of, the townspeople just going crazy about it. I just don't know whether or not there's any. Yeah, that's the one. But the thing is too, I was doing some research, and I there seems to be over the years in Maitland, especially in the South Maitland, Louth Park area, that it was almost hand in hand that people lived in the area here in Maitland were automatic South supporters. So I don't know what the connotation was there. So I don't know, but South Maitland, South maybe, I don't know, but
thank God I didn't move in there.
Yeah, so I think you'll find there's a lot of Maitland people who probably, when they're not Knights fans, they're actually Souths fans. So, and I mean, you got to give Souths. I mean, there was a time where they were booted out of the comp, and people power brought them back, and started off a bit rocky there at the start, but they
got a phenomenal team.
Oh, that's true.
Which is going to make it so hard, but
it's going to be very hard. I can't pick a winner. I think it's going to be so close. So yeah, and I don't want to do the whole. My heart says this and my head says something else. Either way, it's going to be a good game, and I'm lucky. I'm happy that I'm actually going to be able to watch it. So it's good.
Oh no, it's just a
What ask Dale? We saw Latrell Mitchell's partner come out during the week and say that have a bit of a crack at the NRL about Latrell not being able to play the grand final. What's your feelings?
Yeah, the crime due the time. I think we're 4 weeks to go. Everyone just said, let's just get on with it. And who's to say that if you played, they would be in the grand final?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, 100%.
So I just think it's like that. Like I said, put your phone away, boys. I think partners just need to
that's over and done with.
Yeah, it's over and done with. If you fought it and got 9 weeks, then you feel hard done by. But he's
move on.
Move on. I'm sick of hearing it, man. I'm sick of it's always Paul Latrell. How about put your hand up and how about you put your hand? Yeah, look at his. It's your mate at the end of the day, and we still don't know if there was an apology. We probably will never know.
No, that's right.
What I mean? So let's move on.
It is what it is. Let's just focus on the grand final.
Blake Taft is playing in the grand final with the least amount of NRL games too, so he breaks that record.
Yeah, he's playing good too. He looks good.
So Latrell doesn't cop that suspension. This fella probably doesn't get his little spot. So a positive out of a negative there. So, sorry, Latrell. Sit back and watch it with the rest of us. Anyway, I'm going to go. Surprise, surprise. I don't have a choice here anyway. Otherwise, I'll be on the lounge. But I'm going to go the Panthers. It could go either way. But and I mean, it could also be a tight one, or it could be runaway. It depends who's going to be better on the day because they're both on par, I think, pretty close teams. But I'll go to the Panthers 18-12 as they go to win. We'll do our bold predictions while we're here quickly, and I'll predict Zayo to take out the Clive Churchill. And To'o to score a double.
So To'o scores a double and doesn't even get Clive Churchill.
Yeah, because of what all the stuff for Zayo and the tackles he does. He'll be the tackling machine. I think you come to expect that from double every game, don't you?
Or 100 plus meters,
Mm.
200 plus meters.
Even, yeah, last week 200 plus meters on one bung leg. Mm. Anyway,
Yeah.
Andy, your ball prediction?
Benji Marshall to score a try. Go out a winner and a try scorer.
I'd like to see him get over the line. Yeah, yeah, I'd like to see that 100%. Brandon,
Corn Jacks at the grand final.
can they send him down either?
I have no idea. I've got nothing. No.
Cleary to kick a couple of goals from the sideline.
Thanks for the
Oh, that could be taken out of the sideline. Might sneak in 10 metres.
Hey, you can't blame him. That's got to go back down to the referees, doesn't it? They mark the spot. So
He missed anyway, so we move on.
And that's right. He missed too. And how many other teams have done it as well? I think there's just, if you can get away with it, you're going to do it. But
well, the referee's supposed to
mark the spot.
Yeah, he blows the whistle, then he walks back.
Yeah.
So the blame's got to go on him. And if it decided the game, I could go, yeah, fair enough. But it hasn't. So let's just move on, I think. Dale, your bold prediction.
Cleary masterclass, one try assist, and won't miss any conversions.
I think he's going to put on a show, old Cleary. I think he's going to make it happen.
He'll be hurting from last year. You can see the fire in the belly when he come back from after he won the State of Origin and he got injured. He was dirty. And then as soon as he comes back, you get to see it's just brewing.
Such a young age, playing as well as he is. Future immortal, thoughts?
Still a long way to go yet.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Long way to go.
There's people talking about it already. I think, to be honest, that's putting too much pressure on the kid.
He shouldn't be in that conversation yet.
That's disrespectful to the players that have been there.
That's right. And there's
Slater, so you got Slater, Smith, Thurston, Cronk, none of them have been mentioned.
I was talking to a bloke about this the other day. There's a whole generation of footballers in the mid-late 80s. The Sterlings, those sort of guys, the Brett Kennys, the Mortimers, who dominated the game the same as what these guys are now. They don't even come into the conversation.
Okay, I'll throw another one in the mix that probably will never even get mentioned, but should. Paul Harrigan.
Yeah.
No.
Paul Harrigan is. Yeah, Paul Harrigan's not an immortal for me.
I don't know. Personally, I think he's, probably one of the best props to play the game. So
yeah, he's tough.
Yeah.
Chicka Ferguson.
No,
it was just a random name.
But you look at folks like
Glenn Lazarus.
Lazarus, yeah.
He won 5 premierships.
Yeah, that's right. 3 different clubs.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, to me, that's the thing. Chief just as good. Personally, I think it's Lazarus. What about Greg Smith?
Greg Smith, yeah, best one game player.
Actually, you're right, Andy. I was thinking about things too, like your Peter Sterlings and all those great.
I know Kenny's come into the debate a little bit lately. But yeah, for me, those guys. Steve Mortimer.
Brett Kenny.
Yeah. Those guys did all that.
Was Bradley Clyde once?
Bradley Clyde.
Mm.
He's not an immortal, no.
Yeah, he'll be up there.
Yeah.
I feel that because the blokes from the 70s and the 80s should have got in before Joey and and Mal and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I reckon we'll be out of one of 2 people for the next one. Jonathan Thurston.
No, it won't be there because you have to be out of the game for
5 years.
Is it 10?
I thought it was 5. Lockyer will be the next one, I reckon.
Yeah.
That's what they talk about anyway.
Anyway, we might hopefully we'll come out on the right side of a good performance on the weekend. No matter who wins it, hopefully it's a good game. And all the best and congratulations to both teams.
Yeah, definitely.
And
the Knights will be there next year.
That's right. And don't forget, this is not us for the year. We have our special award show next week, and we have plenty of guests on for next week as well. We've got some of the players that are actually taken out of the awards will be on. Purnell Trophies. Shannon from Purnell Trophies is going to come and present a award. Tracy Mack from Newcastle Live is going to present an award. So plenty happening next week, and some players coming on. So don't forget, that's not us for the year. We've got one more show, our Ronald McDonald House Awards. But yeah, join in tomorrow morning, and Tracy Mack and Barry Tilley will be on for the grand final news. So until next week, boys, stay safe and look after yourself. If anyone out there is not doing it well and needs a helping hand, sing out. But yeah, everyone can pull through this. We're coming through the to the later end of the stages, I think. So let's enjoy our footy and talk next week, eh?
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks,
All right,
James.
boys. Thank you all for coming on. I'd like to thank our guests, Brodie, Kurt, Ross, Johnny Sayer, and the Crazy Lady. Next week, the Kabashi boys will be on as well with a live performance. So jam-packed show next week. So till next week, stay safe and catch you later.